and welcome back, and today we have a very beautiful snowy North England. Up until now there's only been two types of suspension that has really gripped the market in after parts for the Ninebot Max or the Xiaomi, for instance. And you've got the monorim that has been around since day one, essentially, you know, filling our lives with all sorts of possibilities for modding. I haven't had that one. It's not been something that I've been interested in. And then we've got the fork suspension, which came out sort of mid last year, and that's the one I went for. It's a cost-effective solution, and you know, it does the job. Not everybody loves it, but it does the job. But today I bring you a third one. It is the Sharkset suspension. Absolutely beautiful. Comes well packaged in the box, and I received it just this morning. So we're going to go ahead and unbox this. Let's get started. So getting started on this suspension, I've already undone the tab so we can get straight into the box. So the company is actually run by Farabod. He is the CEO, and his partner Elin. They have been very kind enough to be in conversation with me over this to get this out as quickly as it can. And full disclosure, I've actually paid for this myself. They haven't, you know, given me a discount apart from the one that's already on there, and they have also, but the conversation that we've had has been top notch. It's been fantastic. Thank you very much for guiding me through my purchase. They have also given me 20 coupon codes for you guys for $10 off your purchase. And I'll leave the coupon code down in the description along with the website address if you want to purchase yours. So getting straight into the box. Lovely packaging. It is a 3-tier system in the box. It looks like a 2-tier, but we'll get to that in a bit. First thing you're going to be presented with is a nice little cutout so you can see the spring on there, and also the extra springs that come with the suspension. The ones that already come pre-installed on the suspension are the soft springs, and they're rated from 50 kilograms to 90 kilograms, which Farabod says is the most comfortable of the three. Obviously it's down to weight. Then you get a set of medium springs, they're all labelled, and a set of hard springs. The medium ones are rated for 91 to 100 kilos, and the hard springs are rated for 100 kilos and above. Even the soft springs have been tested at over 200 kilograms, so there's a lot of margin to play with, even on the ones that are pre-installed. Okay, going further into the box. 2 plastic covers, pretty standard with a lot of these suspension types these days, but it's just a nice touch on there. Covers up all the nuts and bolts. Little control. So this does come with RGB, and when I heard that it came with RGB, I was like, really? I've got to buy it. So you do need to put a battery in this, as when they ship it, you can't have that many batteries on and things on planes. I don't understand why. It's a tiny battery. So just a little thing about the RGB that comes with it. So the first 100 that they have made will have the RGB pre-installed into the suspension. Every one that's made after that you will have to install yourself, but it's super simple. The reason why they have done that is because somebody turned around and said, I don't like the RGB in there. Who doesn't like RGB? Come on, it's already in there. If you order one, please expect to have to put it in yourself, unless you get one of the shipments that come with it pre-installed. I'm quite lucky and I have mine pre-installed. It does come with it in the box still, it's just that it's a personal preference if you want it in there or not. Moving on, so a little pointy fender hat. We'll show you where that goes in just a moment. It's quite nice actually. It's got the Sharkset logo in there, and by the way, this thing has Sharkset written all over it, so you are not going to get this wrong. And did I say how nice the packaging is? Like monorim, you probably get a monorim badge on there. The fork suspension, you get just a box, unless you go for the ES parts, which please don't go for. And then it will just say ES parts on there. And then you'll have a sticker on the side. You can check out my last video on that. But this one has Sharkset written all over it. It does say that it is a C-type suspension with twin shock absorbers. Carton size is 45 centimeters by 22 centimeters by 18 centimeters. Designed and manufactured by Sharkset Technologies, and it's made in China. But the company is actually in Korea, I believe. So coming into the box, make sure we get that one out. That is the cable that goes from the RGB lights to the controller. So this plugs directly into the controller, and you can use the remote to switch it on, off, change your colours. Nice and simple. So I've only just realised this as I'm starting to install this, and there are 3 connections on the RGB cable. You might be wondering, there's only 2 lights here. What's the 3rd one for? Well, I've just asked Farabod, and the 3rd one is actually, so they've got a longer cable here, and the 3rd one is actually for their next project, which is a sort of light disco board that will sit on there. So that's going to be interesting, that's going to be fun, and I look forward to that. That's forward thinking, that. Onto the suspension itself. Doesn't that look like a beast? That looks absolutely fantastic. Coming onto the side. The paintwork looks brilliant. There's no nicks and bangs like I have with my other suspension. Obviously you're going to have a couple of little imperfections in the processing, but that looks tidy. It looks very nice. And you've even got little warnings for stickers on there. And I believe you can adjust it a little bit for the travel. And there is 3 centimeters of travel on this. So it's plenty for the type of riding that most people will do. So it is a C-type suspension with twin shock absorbers. And when I said about the branding, you've got Sharkset there, and then you've got Sharkset just there as well. And then come over to the rear, you've got this tiny extension of a fender, and that's even got Sharkset written in there. So this front one will sit on there just like so. Will that keep the water and dust and stuff off my feet? We'll see when we get to that, when we actually get out and test it. On the top here, so this is actually bolted to the suspension itself, but it's bolted down with high torsion screws, I believe, or high torque screws. They are basically thread locked in with high strength thread locker and tied down to 22 Newton meters. Farabod says that they've tried everything to try and snap it out. It's not going anywhere. He just says make sure that you keep an eye on it. You've got little labels there, or little lines there to say if it's moving out or not. But just make sure they're tightened up every so often. So the RGB is actually set in the sides here. As I say, mine's actually come with the RGB already installed. All you need to do to install yours, if you don't have it already pre-installed, is just take off this front cover, install it, feed the wire through, and you'll see just inside there the wire comes out, and then hot glue it. It is important that you do seal that hole with either hot glue or something that you do have, because if you don't, water can get in there and it can end up, creating a short within the RGB. And because it's linked directly to your controller, it can cause the scooter to basically stop. So you would have to turn the scooter off and then turn it back on again from the testing that they've done. So please make sure that you seal that up if you are putting the RGB in. Obviously, if you don't want to, you can take it out. Don't worry about it. I'm going to leave mine firmly in there. So those do go just there to cover up those. Overall, it looks like a quality part, and I think it's a fair price that they're asking. Well done Sharkset. Okay, so when I said it was a 3-tier system, taking out the suspension and those bits just there, it looks like there's nothing in there. It's, it looks like you're done. Lifting out the 2nd-tier foam, you are presented with, let's get that out, your own set of tools and an extra brake cable. Like most companies, you would have to pay extra for this sort of thing. They give you an extra brake cable in there. Like, well done Sharkset. Thank you very much. It's brilliant that they've done that, and I believe it's a slightly longer cable for because when you're installing the cable, it's going to come around here instead of straight down, so it needs to curve a little bit more. So I think it's a longer cable. We'll double check that later. But for them to install or to give you another cable is just, yeah, thank you very much. That's brilliant. And for those that don't have their own tools, they're going to give you high quality tools in there as well. So you get both your spanners for that, and all the Allen keys or hex keys that you need, and even the star key or the Torx bits for taking off the undercover to get to the control board. They have thought of everything, and not only that, they've also given you this like Velcro cable tie that you basically all your cables together to stop it all getting caught in the suspension or the wheels. Just cable tie it all together, done. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please leave us a thumbs up. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot. In my next video, I will be showing you how to install this on your Ninebot Max. We'll see you in the next one.